Now, this particular trip has been dubbed Expedition Braveheart, okay? Because we feel that you as ladies, okay, you are representing the country, and we are taking you to an area which was once regarded as remote, but this area has opened up. We have got all the facilities, we have got lodges, but also this area, which is also dubbed the Northern Tourism Circuit, has got the vast number of natural resources in Zambia.
I know that it's a province and nothing else. I don't know anything else about it.
What I know about Northern province is that the Chishimba and Kalambo Falls are found there, and also that Bembas come from the Northern province part of Zambia. Yeah. And the oldest church in Zambia is also found in Northern province.
I think the only major thing I know is that the Bembas come from there. Yeah, that's all.
The reason why we are calling this expedition Bravehearts is because the Bravehearts are yourselves. You've taken a decision to open up the rest of the country. Okay, so you are sending a message to the rest of the country that Zambia is open to educational school trips, but also the rest of the country is open to tourism. So you are ambassadors, and this is the message that we are trying to send out there. How many of you exercise? How many of you exercise? All of you? Almost all of you? Okay. So in order to undertake this trip, okay, where we're going, ultimately where we're going is very far. It's about 1,000 kilometers from here, and then we'll be coming back again 1,000 kilometers, but with several stops along the way. So we are going to cover in excess of 2,000 kilometers the whole trip. So I would like you to prepare yourselves physically and mentally, okay? One of the places I'm taking you is Kalambo Falls. Kalambo Falls is the second deepest in Africa after Tugela in South Africa. So I'm also taking you to see Lake Tanganyika. Lake Tanganyika should be if not the largest, then it should be the second largest freshwater lake in the world. So it's one of the biggest lakes in the world. It's very big. Although just a small portion is in Zambia, the other portions are in other countries, DRC. You know the other countries. Which other countries? Okay. Tanzania. Which other ones? Someone is saying Namibia. No, I think the other country should be Burundi. Yes. I think it's Tanzania, Zambia, DRC, and Burundi. One of the features that we are going to see is the Muchinga escarpment. We have various sites along the way, various sites which we are going to see.
I think I'm most excited about seeing the falls. Yes, because I hear it's the longest. Yes, yeah, so that's the most exciting thing. And of course, having fun with my sisters.
The people, like, is it like Lusaka downtown, or is it for the bush? Yeah, I think it's going to be like Choma. Like there are some buildings, but there's also a traditional area.
Okay, I just want to see the rivers and the waterfalls. Yeah, those are the things I'm looking forward to see.
My class is a really fun class, so we love dancing a lot. Yeah, so I think we'll be dancing the whole way, and I'm looking forward to that.
How many of you want to go to Mpulungu? If you can raise your hands. How many of you want to go on this trip? You can raise your hands. Okay, so it's everybody who wants to go on this trip, right? Everybody wants to go.
I never knew there was Mpulungu, until Uncle Lombe mentioned it.
I'm a historian, yes, so I really want to know more about where I come from, because I come from those areas.
I just hope it will be as fun as I expect it to be.
Expedition Bravehearts Day 1. The morning was cool, sunny, and beautiful. The Bravehearts got up pumped, excited, and eager to undertake a 2,300-kilometer return journey to exploit part of Zambia's vast northern tourism circuit. Today's journey would take them up to Mpika for the night.
Heavenly Father, we just want to thank you for this day. We want to bless your name, O God. Even for waking up this morning, we thank you, O God, for the gift of life. Thank you, Mighty One of Israel, that you are here with us. Mighty God, we pray that indeed your traveling message will be with us throughout. You will take us safely and bring us back safely. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed with thanksgiving in our hearts. Amen. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
So we began our journey just after 0630, and an hour later we stopped for breakfast at a truck stop in the Chisamba district of Zambia. The two of you ladies were my food captains on this trip.
I had the job, yes, but again, it was really stressful to the people in the bus. The fact that they didn't want to do whatever you told them to do, and then I had to end up doing it myself. And then I enjoyed it. It was really fun. Plus, in the end, I got like a whole bottle of juice out of it. So it was challenging, but then it was fun because, come on, I was in charge of the food, and food is life. It's big. We had fun because we were the ones that were allowed to get out of the bus when everyone else wasn't. Yeah, so it was really entertaining.
Just after about 20 to 30 minutes here, we were soon back on the road to head towards our next town, Kabwe.
On the left, the big tree. This thing. Here's the big tree. That's the big tree. It's not just a big tree, it has a name. It's called the Mukuyu tree. Okay? Mukuyu is a very significant tree. Wherever you find a Mukuyu tree, you know that there is life there because it signifies water, the presence of water in any place. So, why is that Mukuyu tree important? That tree has been there before civilization, according to the history of Kabwe. People used to meet under that tree. Politicians used to meet under that tree and address political meetings. So, it has now been declared one of the national monuments in Kabwe.
Yeah. We were told that people wanted to cut it off, but then they said if you cut it off, it's like removing the whole carrot.
Dile que tú eres mía, mía, tú sabes que eres mía, mía, tú misma lo decías cuando yo te lo hacía. Yeah, dile que tú eres mía, mía, tú sabes que eres mía, mía, tú misma lo decías cuando yo te lo hacía.
I didn't get to go to the bush, but then my friends went there and
And relieved themselves.
yeah,
When there were no toilets nearby.
I kept mine in. I kept it in.
Then we ended up taking a video of ourselves dancing. Yes.
Wow.
So in the bush.
This road where we are is the Great North Road. Now this stretch from the Great North Road, even before I was born, it was called Hill Run. Okay? It was called Hill Run. So later in the evening you can ask us questions on this road, Hill Run, and then we'll be able to answer you. We'll be able to explain a few things on the Hill Run. But this stretch, hell, H.
So the Mchinga escarpment, yeah, it was in Mchinga escarpment. We saw it. It's so huge. It's like long, very long.
Okay, the belt of the Mchinga escarpment, it starts from Mukushi, okay, to Serenje.
As the sun was setting, the journey from Serenje to Mpika was very exciting as the girls were singing, dancing and taking countless videos and selfies.
She said that's the second best.
Yes.
So big.
That's the best.
My room was the best. For me, my room was very nice. My room was very nice.
Hey.
Very early the next morning, we left Fresh Air Lodge for Fresh Air Conference Center to have our morning brief and breakfast.
They say they love my songs, I was cynical. And I spit this out of body salad chingalang. And I can't go on about Polina was sweetie.
Ah, we are
Put it up, Tanga 5 skipper, sus pony so good to good enough. I don't know, you're not them when that thing when that fella lemazate. The smartphone, one side paparazzi. I don't body let the one I
Okay, good morning once again to all of you.
Good morning.
Yeah. So yesterday was a great day. Eh? It was a great day in the sense that you did well. You did very well. We traveled a long distance. We had some challenges, obstacles along the way, and one of them was finding a clean, convenient toilet. But I think we worked together and we managed to get to Mpika ultimately. But you did very well. I didn't think that most of you would survive, but all of you are here in one piece. I want us to capture 3 major attractions on this trip. These being Mbala, okay, Kalambo Falls, and the Lake Tanganyika. These are the 3 main features. These are the 3 big features on this trip.
Accommodation was really nice. We slept in nice lodges and the food was fine.
I enjoyed the food from fresh air. Yeah, fresh air was like the best.
In terms of food, eh?
Yeah, in terms of the
Okay.
best. Then in terms of what can I say? Accommodation, that was at Chila.
It's enjoy.
After this, it was all singing, selfies and videos again as we headed out to Mbala.
What are the crocodiles? You've seen it?
No.
But you said I am mad. She said the crocodile, but you said that's crocodile. That's crocodile. That's
This river is called the Chambeshi River.
Yes.
Now, this is the biggest river in Northern Province. Okay? Because now what it is that we are in Northern Province. This is Northern Province. Okay? We have left the Muchinga Province. So we are now in Northern Province. Or perhaps this river here forms the boundary between Muchinga and the Northern Province. Now this is the biggest river in Northern Province. So now what happens is that this river flows into Lake Bangweulwe. Okay? Now there's a myth, there's a local myth from time immemorial where local people believe that this river flows through Lake Bangweulu, okay? And then on the other side, it comes out as the Luapula. No wonder the name Luapula. Now, let me explain to you the meaning of Luapula. What Luapula means, it's passing through, okay? It means passing through. Luapula. That is a local myth. You can't prove it scientifically. Can it happen that a river can pass through a lake? Or can it happen that a river can pass through an ocean or a sea? It can't. You can't have a river pass through a big water body. Okay? So it's a local myth. And it's one of the few rivers that flows northwards, west and then northwards. This is Kalambo.
So after Kalambo, we will
After Kalambo, we're going to Mbala. So now, those of you who are awake, if you have noticed, we are descending, we've been descending for a while. So we are descending into the Lake Tanganyika basin. So we are coming from a very hilly, where we are coming from there, Kasama. That's high ground. So we are
descending now into the basin.
Don't touch my bag. I'll ask you first before touching. Woo! I'm this joke. That's
good, man.
I'm videogenic, but never am I photogenic. I'm only self-genic.
Different.
Thank you.
Later that afternoon, we arrived at Lake Chila Lodge in Mbala, where we strolled around and viewed Lake Chila.
I don't face cameras, face me. Let's go.
Half an hour later, our host and guide, Mr. Spanjechela, would lead us to New Kalambo Falls Lodge.
When heading to Kalambo, when we all stood in the bus and said dancing, singing. Wow, that was amazing.
That thing up on me, but I get command if I win. It's a party of the party because I got my money like party after party, party after party, party after party, after party after party, party after party, party after party, party after party, after party after party, party after party, party after party, party after party, after party after party, party after party, party after party, party after party, after party after party, party after party, party after party, party after party, after party after party, party after party.
My favorite part about this trip was that, okay, we were so united. Like, we just all came together.
Yeah, we burn up, where the party at, I'ma run up, going all night long till sun up, going off like a rocket launcher.
That evening, we left Lake Chila Lodge in Mbala for New Kalambo Falls Lodge right at the Kalambo Falls for a night of folklore, dinner, and rest.
Now we can come out and have fun like normal human beings.
You're leaving your bags.
Yes, that's my job.
Okay, ladies, can I have your attention? Okay, we are camped here at Kalambo Falls, which is also an archaeological site. It's a complex. Kalambo Falls is a very big complex and one of the most beautiful places in the world. We have come here in the evening, okay? We have come here in the evening, but probably what you don't know is that Kalambo Falls is only 50 meters north of here. 50 meters north of here, okay? There where Mrs. Chiluba is standing, behind her 50 meters down that way, that is where Kalambo Falls is. So Kalambo Falls, it falls 200 meters below, and then we have the gorge. The Kalambo River continues and flows into Lake Tanganyika. Mr. Chela, I hand over to you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
My name's Geoffrey Chera Spanje, the owner of the Chila Lodge in Mbala, where you first had to touch the press. I think you saw the press. And I'm the owner of the great Kalambo Falls Lodge, where you are seated. And this way is 50 meters from here to Kalambo Falls, which is the second highest in Africa, number 12 in the world. And the first Bushmen were found, that's seen here at Kalambo Falls. And the fire in Africa were discovered here at Kalambo Falls. So being a student at IBEX school, maybe the teacher for history will tell you about it.
We pay attention to the history about Kalambo Falls.
Ukwambila pano tuza twachenjelela sese kufuna mu 1971.
From 1971, when we became adults, up to this time.
Kalambo, kuti Kalambo, ichiluzi ichafuma ukutali, kutanzania.
The name Kalambo is coming from a river, which comes from very far, that is Tanzania.
Ichiti la manzi muliwia kwa mandivina mwilo wako vina wati mufika pile loriyo.
The same river has formed Kalambo Falls, known as Mbwilo in local language. Traditionally, before you visit the falls, there were some customs which we are supposed to follow. There is a tree which they used to cut. They will cut a whip. They have to whip you. Then you say, I have come. Nachepa. When you be going tomorrow, you are supposed to wash yourself the hands and yeah. That's what they used to do those days. People used to quarrel because there was a tribe which wanted ownership for the same force those days. Now, the Mbwilo side, what they did, they gathered. Now there was a woman who had to sacrifice. Said, okay, since we are fighting for this force, I'll do one thing. If you, meaning the other tribe, if you are going to do what I'm going to do, then you are going to have this force as yours. Now what that woman did, she had a baby on her back, so she threw herself down there in the force. So now the other tribe failed to do what that woman did. That's how they won the ownership of the force.
My favorite part was when we were being told stories about the Kalambo Falls at Kalambo by one of the old men in the village.
The woman who sacrificed herself so that her clan would win the falls, yes.
And it was very interesting that she threw herself in the falls with her baby just to sacrifice.
Now, that force from the top there to the bottom is 221 meters. It's very far. So in Africa, it is the second highest force. In addition to that, you know, the early Stone Age people, they came here, and it's where they even discovered the bones of Homo habilis. Here, there is even a ditch where they removed the bones of Homo habilis. Now, even fire was discovered here in Kalambo. It's a very important site. When you'll be going there, there are 2 shrines or 3 shrines. During those old days, there were only 2. So the Namukari and the Mbwilo. So you're welcome, feel free. Any question? Okay, it's saying, do they speak we are saying, you know, those days, people believed in spirits. Those days. This is history. So we need to preserve what people used to do. No wonder they are still being preserved. They are still being kept. But sometimes they work. It depends how you believe.
Tomorrow when we are going to see the Kalambo Falls, are we going to find any snakes on the way? If so, are we allowed to pick them up?
All right, thank you. No. You will not find them and you will not see them. Or I have heard she's saying, are we going to follow the same customs you have mentioned, or what Papa mentioned? Okay. It was history, what they used to do. What they used to do, it was just history. So when you come here, you will never be asked to say, okay, do this, wash your hands. It was history. That's what they used to do. So with you, you're just innocent, you watch, you chat, no problem.
Waking up right at the Kalambo Falls, day 3 was not only beautiful, but would be very exciting and physically enduring for the girls, as they would be required to hike up and down the Kalambo Falls and archaeological site. Coming back this way, going this side, all these are viewing points. Okay, when you want to see the falls clearly, directly, if you want to look at the falls directly, you have to go back this way, somewhere down there, and then we look this way. Then we'll be able to see the falls directly, the water falling down. We'll be facing the falls.
Okay, personally, I thought I would never visit Kalambo Falls because it seems so far, like even if you to look at it on the map, it's just at the edge, that side. So I never thought I'd visit.
My big moment for me was the Kalambo Falls. What was exciting about Kalambo Falls was the shrines and the stories about the woman who threw herself with her baby on her back.
My favorite part of the trip was the view at the Lake Chila and also at the Kalambo Falls. It was just nice.
It's scary.
Come. So, this is the Kalambo River.
No, telling them.
This river originates in Tanzania, okay? For a very long distance. It forms the border between Zambia and Tanzania, okay? So where we are here is the Zambian side, okay? If I cross there, I go that side, I go and stand over there. That is Tanzania. Across the river, that's the Tanzanian side, okay? You see the Tanzanians down there, they're building a path. They want to be going down the gorge. Now, between that rock, between this rock and this rock, it's 2 meters there, okay? Right now it's 2 meters, so it forms a crossing point. So villagers between the Zambian side and the Tanzanian side, they cross here because along the river, they can't cross anywhere else. And there's no border crossing here, so they don't have to worry about passport formalities. So they just cross right here around this time of the year. But when this river floods, okay, during the rainy season, after the rainy season, in the flood season, okay, this area extends about 11 meters. The crossing point, the Kalambo Falls now here, the falls, grows by about 11 up to 15 meters, just here where you are. All this rocky area here, you find there's a lot of water going down, okay? Down there is the gorge. It winds down into Lake Tanganyika, just a few kilometers from here, maybe 2-3 kilometers from here. This waterfall has got two nicknames, okay? One is, it's called the Bone Crusher, okay? It's called the Bone Crusher because of its depth. The other nickname for this falls is it's an afternoon waterfall, okay? Because as it is now, the sun is rising from the east, okay? So it does not hit the waterfall here. It hits the gorges. You see what is happening? That's why I said come at 05, 06, this is the best time. When it's like this, 15, 16 hours, then it hits the water. It hits the summit of the falls. So when you are standing directly opposite there, you'll be able to have a view of the falls, okay? The entire length from the top to the bottom. Anywhere else, you won't get that view, okay? So now, what I want to ask is, are you ready to go round, maybe say 500, 600 meters round that way, and then look at the falls directly? You'll be able to see the top to the bottom, okay? You are ready?
Yes.
So Kalambo is very fun because I've never been to a waterfall and that was my first time. I wanted to cross over, then he said no.
You wanted to cross over to go where?
To Tanzania.
To the Tanzanian
Yeah.
side? Okay, so I had to stop.
Yes. Then we took pictures, went upstairs, got tired. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I lost a few pounds, so.
Oh, okay.
The thing I liked the most was when we were climbing to the Kalambo. When we were climbing and going down to the Kalambo, that was my favorite part because I was expecting a lot of people to give up, but then everyone ended up making it, so it was very interesting. Except, yeah.
So going down the stairs was fine, but the time of going up the stairs, it was very tiring.
Okay, it was just like an adventure in short. Although others didn't make it, but yeah.
Now imagine you're going up those stairs. Like it was. Let's go down. Up, down. What as much as this place, I've never felt so sad in my life. I would rather look to bucket to bucket. What have you done? I don't have to go on top. I'm tired. Oh.
Quite hitty.
I think this is a good exercise. Just becoming
You are mad. You should just
Then we're together.
Guys, are you able to see the entire falls from there, where you are standing? Come and do it from there. You see all the way from top
How are you rolling?
Look
Wow.
at the way I'm sweating.
How's the rope?
Together.
So you can see the entire falls now. So this is the dry period, but the rivers and the waterfalls in this area, in the northern part of Zambia, they flow throughout. If you see those rivers, the Zambezi, the Kafue, where we draw our hydro energy power from, they all flow from the north. That's why they're even able to run throughout the year. Even at the Victoria Falls there, water is falling, so it's running. But that water comes from the northern part of Zambia. All the rivers, excluding this one, the Luapula, these flow northwards. This one flows northwards into Lake Tanganyika. Luapula also flows northwards into the Congo. Okay? So this one, these waterfalls, there's also Ntumba Nchushi, and which other ones? There are the very few, about 3 of them. which face west. The other waterfalls in Zambia, they face east. They face the sun. So this one and in Tumbantushi in Kawambwa, they are unique in the sense that they face westwards and they flow north. That's the Mukula tree. You've heard of the Mukula controversy, yeah? So that's the Mukula tree. And then where we are going to Mpulungu, in fact this whole area, just behind these hills is Lake Tanganyika. You saw Lake Tanganyika when we were coming?
Yes.
So Lake Tanganyika is just behind us, but the vantage point is Mpulungu. So Lake Tanganyika is a very big giant when you compare it to Lake Kariba, when you compare it to Lake Bangweulu. Those they can go in even, like for example, Lake Bangweulu can go into Lake Tanganyika, I don't know, maybe 1,000, how many, I don't know, 1,000 times, but even more than that. Lake Kariba, 1,000 times also. Lake Tanganyika is very big. It's very big, so it's the one we are seeing this afternoon.
Na mambo bashikireho muhabirizi nkwisa
kwabo kumulu bashita kumulu.
After the Kalambo Falls physical endurance, it was yet again time for another challenge at the archaeological site upstream the Kalambo River.
Don't touch me. We don't have nice
This plant is very old. 20,000 million years ago.
How many years?
Yes, 20,000. Yes. So if you take it outside from the water, it starts cracking itself. Yes, and this is the place where fire was first discovered.
Here?
Yes. Yes.
The evidence of fire in Zambia and also in Africa was seen at Kalambo Falls. I don't know, there were some people that I was showing the evidence, the ashes and all, but they don't look like ashes anymore. They look more like soil because of the years that had passed by.
So if you vale pangila nkasu amasembe so chichi muti nafu sana fimti so fene finga pekala sana mumeshi nafu katama yezaini sana 20,000 years chali kala fimti gawachi fima fi kina chamba fi kulale kama tumo nechi pali nafu sana sisi la chili mumeshi kina chili fi bone tapali kila kinombe chama na fiaka suba bambo kulale so fari sana kwa fimti kali ababa sungu bashiriri nili bayanda ati ba professor Desmond Clark fingi ashire ifuma machine bakwete by that time tafya kwete sana nani kana but fiene fuma machine bakwete fyadi fya makasana so
ababa abashire nomba
so kwali wena fingi basangire
so ebale imbom
pantu apa balishika nokushika fyale ameshi so bale sati bale bwela kulya na bala mbafe onse fina babo mbameshi
Waikele Mendes
1 month.
Oh
yes.
What kind of equipment is used to measure or to determine how long a fossil has been in existence? Yes, Luyando? Okay, a carbon dating machine.
Kalambo Falls is quite far, so I also thought I'll never be there. And looking at how many things we learned there, like there are quite a number of things we learned there, where the bones of Homo habilis were found, where fire was first discovered.
This is the place where Homo habilis was exhumed in 1953 to 1954 in the first excavation by Professor Desmond Clark.
In another world.
Like I am away, if I limba. So parapene panche, if I left sanga, so like Momo needed away. The lemonica tibadi to be in it. You see, like as you can see, the lemonade tibadi to be in. So the valley won't fat for October. Each like this, chilling quite like a axe. So you can use for digging cassava.
But they were just shaping him like this.
Yes. But some 1,000 years ago, as you can see.
It's 1,000-year-old story.
Yes. And this is small one. You can use for peeling cassava, potato.
This is very interesting. If Homo habilis was just my brother, you people.
It's very beautiful. I like the mountains. At least we got to see where fire was first discovered and where Homo habilis was found.
I really liked it because I learned that's where I come from. I didn't know that's where I come from. I learned that I can go to the Kalambo Falls because that's my home. Yes, I saw the Kalambo Falls and the bridge that the Tanzanians are trying to build so that they are able to go down to the end there. Yes. What else did I see? The lodge. It's pretty, but there's no connection for Airtel.
After the 2 stints at the Kalambo Falls, it was now time to head to Mpulungu.
Why do you think Moto Museum is very important?
I think the Moto Museum is important because it helps us Africans, specifically as Africans, to understand our history and the background of what happened before we are
that is very important.
Who can read here?
Myself,
Good. Mpulungu, the home of Lake Tanganyika, is very beautiful and hot. First stop was Mpulungu Harbour Port Facility.
What's up? So hapa wawi Mpulungu Harbour, Lake Tanganyika. You see Lake Tanganyika right there? That's Lake Tanganyika. And we have some soldiers up demonstrating what they're demonstrating. Yeah, so that's what's up.
Tanganyika is it's beautiful. It's a very beautiful lake. Yes, because it's also known for certain activities like the harbour transportation of goods and the island, the crocodile island that was there. Yes, and the stones.
Thank you so much for visiting us. I remember when I was in your grade, these are things that we took interest in. We used to learn about the port, we used to learn about Liemba, SS Liemba, but the good part is it has come to pass that we've seen it. The port itself is the exit point that we have with the Great Lakes region. So I'll start by telling you exactly what we do. What we do here is cargo handling. What I mean by cargo handling is we receive cargo for people for the Great Lakes region, consisting of Tanzania, Burundi, and Congo. It consists of 4 countries, Zambia, Tanzania, Burundi, and Congo. Our major exports that we deal with is cement, sugar, clinker. I'm sure most of you don't know clinker, but clinker is a raw material that is used to make cement. That entrance, the moment the trucks come in, we've got a weigh bridge which is there. The truck has to be weighed. After weighing, we have to know the product which is coming, is it going direct into the vessel or it's going to the sheds? So depending on the situation, if you've got vessels that we are loading, definitely the cargo will come straight, weighed and loaded onto the vessel. But the vessel, if the vessels are not available, what we do is we take the cargo into the sheds. Then the maximum ship that we load here is called the Biamwezi. Its capacity is 1,700 tons. Then the minimum vessel that we load in terms of cargo, I would say if it's cement or sugar, is 350 tons. But there are other small vessels which can load up to 100 tons or 50 tons, depending on the product, like explosives. I didn't mention of explosives. We also export explosives for our friends in the Congo, which they use for mining, and other stuff. In terms of depth, Zambian side is more of a shallow side compared to the other side. So I would say it's about 1.8. This is a shallow part. Mind you, Lake Tanganyika is, in Africa, it's the deepest. And in the world, it's a second. It's very deep, and from just just going to the lake, it's deep. It's got no shallow part. No wonder even like in terms of crocodiles and the like, they are not common because of the deep its depth. Crocodiles, hippos are found where there are shallow waters, but our lake is deep. So cases of crocodiles, hippos are very, very minimal. The vessel that we are loading is 500 metric tons. Unfortunately, as a country, we don't have a vessel, but government has got intentions, and the process is being done as we speak of procuring our own vessels so that we can compete favorably with the other countries.
My biggest moment on this trip was when we went to the harbor. The funniest part was when I saw the commandos jumping out of the thing, but it wasn't part of it because they were jumping out of the helicopter.
After Mpulungu Harbour, the girls headed to see the Nyamkolo Odes Church in Zambia.
Nyamkolo is one of the oldest churches in Northern Province. It was established by the London Missionary Society. And then there were other churches that were established because of David Livingstone's works here in Central Africa. So you had the UMCA coming in also and establishing churches, especially in our neighbors' country, Malawi. That is where they did most of the work. But even here in Zambia, we have the likes of Father Dupont, who did a lot of work amongst the Bemba people. Can you imagine a white man at one time was even given the kingship? He acted as Chitimukulu at one time when Chitimukulu Mwambachipoya died. He took over from Mwambachipoya because he himself had requested before he even died to say, when I die, let Father Dupont take over from me.
It feels great to be here. Yeah, knowing that all of us are Christians.
The London Missionary Society established a mission here in 1983-4 and launched the first steamship, the Good News, on the lake. This church was built in 1895-6 and was used continuously for worshipping until 1908, when, on account of sleeping sickness, the whole population was moved back 10 miles from the lake shore.
But you guys, your singing is terrible, I tell you.
What do you mean our singing is terrible? Can you sing yourself? Do you know how offensive that is? I'm mad at you.
I can't sing, but I can rap. After a very hot sunny afternoon, the girls were now afforded an opportunity to cool off at Lake Tanganyika waterfront. Getting there late that afternoon, the sunset was very beautiful. The girls had a great time picking shells, splashing and kicking the water. All this and not forgetting the countless selfies, pictures and videos. Lake Tanganyika was just fun altogether.
My favorite spot was when we were at Lake Tanganyika. I just loved it. I loved the view. The time of getting in the water. Yes.
Let me put them in water. No, they're just small. So pretty. Look.
Now I'm shivering. Look.
You don't want them?
This place is nice. I like the water. Yes, and the stones and the shells.
This trip has been the greatest trip ever. It's a great experience to be here, and it's very good that I've known my village now. Yeah, now I can tell my children about my village before I bring them.
I've never expected a chair or a gym. Or a gym. We didn't expect the gym. The gym. Yeah, I can lift this. I can actually lift this. See? I lifted it. I'm that strong.
Back in Mbala very early the next day, some of the girls got up to have a feel of the gym at Lake Chila Lodge.
I didn't think there would be electricity, and I didn't know that. Maybe, as I was not expecting it to be that nice.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be bad. Maybe they would be cooking for us on the break. Yeah. We were sleeping on the floor. Yeah.
This lake is a depression lake. There's no inlet. It has got outlet, which feeds the Ucheche River, which flows into Lake Tanganyika. That's a brief history of this lake.
After breakfast, it was time for some amazing fun again. This time, boat cruise on Lake Chila.
Just in worship, Papa.
Yeah, we almost broke it, but then what a video! Whatever. For the potato.
Taking a video. Yeah.
Yeah, look, I'm like she's cooking shima.
Let me try. This is not easy. It looks easy.
Because it's not there one side.
No, I think we're supposed to go to the video.
People are trying to play though, but they're failing. I can do it. Look.
We're not even moving.
We are moving. We are moving.
Allah. Don't you become a dumb boy?
I stopped. The story here is useless. You go gently down the street. Then you tumble over and land in the lake.
And once the coast was clear, then went off the boat cruising with the girls, splashing the water and taking countless selfies.
The boat that we were using. You can just think we want to get like reach the middle of the lake. Yes, otherwise it was really amazing. It was fun. Already paid.
Give me one of the pupils.
We are enjoying.
We have 3 types of lakes here in Zambia. Together. The first one is what we call the man-made lakes, isn't it? Then the second one, the depression lakes, isn't it? Then the third one, that is the Rift Valley lakes.
This is also an example of a Rift Valley lake that we have in Zambia. Huh? We've learned about the 3 types of lakes in Zambia, isn't it? Yes. You have the man-made, yes, those are the artificial ones, isn't it? And the depression lakes, yes. Also the Rift Valley lakes, yes. So we have 2, there is Lake Chila and Lake Tanganyika. Yes, those are the Rift Valley lakes.
The Rift Valley lake, it is formed due to the sinking, okay, of the underground. Why? It is because of the faults, okay, or the cracks that are created in the Mid-East. Are we together? Yes. As years goes on, okay, the lands keep on sinking or going down. Are we together? Yes. That is how those 2 lakes were formed.
Baby, I go take care of you, passing on it.
It was amazing, touching the water and going around to the lake.
Oh
For your problems, I know say solution na ego. Are you getting? Are you getting? Mama boy, you. Your mama boy, you. And you're beautiful too. I want to hold you. I want to hold you. Girl, I love you. Girl, I wanna love you. I know you fell in love, but nobody. Go back. Let me just chill.
Hi, we're back. Yeah, we're back. We're back. Hi. It's quite down there.
Give me a hand. Jump. First, show me the man. Jump. It's in the hotel. Well, it's very serious.
I like the water itself. That's why I like the water and the sighting and the children.
I think all she wanted was a video. But I'm moving away from that video.
I'm on baby, 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 I'm on 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 baby, 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 I'm on baby. Tout se passe mieux, commence d'abord par grandir. Tu poses les mêmes questions 100 fois, ça va mal finir. Écoute tout le monde, nous deux, ça va pas durer. C'est toi qui vas donner la force à nos ennemis. Dans toutes les bouches, c'est d'ajou, d'ajou. Tu n'as pas compris que là-bas, c'est tous des jaloux, jaloux. Les gens qui parlent sont partout, partout. De gauche à droite comme un...
After the boat cruise, next up was Kasama for yet another physical endurance and learning encounter at Mbala Rock Art and Painting.
Je veux même pas savoir qui te parle, c'est moi qui te parle, le couple c'est nous deux. Arrête un peu de vivre pour eux, trouve un juste milieu. N'écoute pas les gens qui te parlent, quand c'est moi qui te parle, le couple c'est nous deux. Ah mon bébé, ah mon bébé, ah mon bébé, ah mon bébé.
So at Mbala we have paintings of the Bushmen, and we also have caves where they lived. Now, before I go any further about the Bushmen and what they did, I would just want to inform you about the do's and don'ts. So, such a monument site like this one, we do have some maybe reptiles that may be of danger to human beings, but they are rarely seen. We do have wasps, snakes, but you never see them during this time of the season because it's quite hot. I'm not saying we will find snakes and wasps. They are rarely seen. So I would suggest you just follow the guide who is me to tell you where to pass and where not to pass. Yeah. Okay. So you can follow me.
Let's go. Let's go, we burn some calories so that we can have lunch again, right? We are just going to be eating without exercising. Huh?
Welcome to Mbala Rock Art National Monument Site. Mbala Rock Art National Monument Site is an archaeological site where you find paintings and caves or any artifacts that were done or left by the Bushmen. The Bushmen could be in the name of the Sani and even the Twa. As the first Stone Age group that arrived here, they were categorized as the Twa. But in short, the common name is the Bushmen. So these Bushmen were hunter-gatherers, meaning the men mostly did the duties of hunting of animals and then the mothers and children were collecting wild fruits and roots. From the roots, that's where they got some food stuff and some water when it's hot and dry and summer like we have now, and then some medicine as well from the same roots. Again, the paintings that we have here are only the two types. The first one being red animal tradition. In our history syllabus, that's what we call as naturalistic type of painting. This one, under the red animal tradition, comprises of human beings, reptiles, amphibians, and the vegetation. And then the other one is called red geometric tradition, the one that we call as the stigmatic type of painting. This is where you find fertility symbols and the weather symbols. Now, coming back to what these bushmen used to do the paint, they used animal blood mixed with some egg white. I hope everyone knows what egg white is. Yeah, and then there was some tree sap. We do not know which specific tree they got the sap from, and then some animal fat as well. And then they also added some river and clay, sand or clay from the maybe nearby the streams or rivers. Coming back to the Bushmen, some of the paintings, or should I just say in general, these paintings were more to do with their social, economical, and spiritual lifestyle. So in most cases, maybe I could talk of economical lifestyle. Before they even got to kill animals, they performed some dances such as the lion dance and the eland dance, just to have that bravery before they got to kill the animals. The reason why we have large concentration of paintings, it's because we have plenty of caves at Mwela, which provided these bushmen with accommodation. And if you look at the formation of rocks that we have here, they are well preserved, and it helped them to keep them protected even from maybe the weather and even maybe these dangerous animals that could have attacked them, like the lions and elephants. Okay? So from here we are now going to enter into one of the caves. We just have a feel of what type of a cave they used to live in. Okay? So you have to follow me. I enter.
What I liked was Mwela rocks, yeah. It was very nice. Like, passing through the caves, other people didn't go through. Yeah. You're right, it was the first one because it was so tiny, but we went through. And then the second one was very hard because it was slow. Yeah, it was very so the climbing was the right part.
Yeah, so we are now inside the cave. So this is just a practical example of the cave that these bushmen used. And by the way, these were the first Stone Age. These type of bushmen and women did not know how to use fire or never discovered the use of fire. So they were just eating raw meat and raw birds. Okay? So even their type of jaws and teeth were different from these other groups like the Middle Stone Age and the Late Stone Age who started and discovered fire. And historically, fire was first discovered at Kalambo Falls. So in here, this was just a cave for one practical family. And during that time, this is where they could meet, maybe chat of how they're going to kill the animals and how they killed the animals. These same caves were also used as hiding places from the enemies. Remember, historically, during those tribal wars, every maybe kingdom or chiefdom had ways of preventing themselves from the enemies. So the Bembas were hiding in some of these caves. Now what they did is they could also practice some rituals which made these caves, from where we entered from together with where we'll be coming out from, will be covered using some magical charms so that enemies will not even know that there are people in here.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, guys. You take your selfies later.
Am I taking selfies?
Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Push, 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 push.
But for me, I think Mbala Rocks was more fun than Kalambo Falls because there's so much jumping and everything. Okay, for me.
We are just on top of the cave. So, as Mbala site, we have an area of 100 square kilometers altogether. Within the 100 square kilometers, we have 6 outcrops or rock borders where you find paintings and caves.
And some of us who are wearing it's like my shoes are very small. Yes, we didn't have the gear. We didn't come prepared with it.
Getting on the Mbala Rocks was slightly easier than those steps because, yeah, it was, yeah.
But we can still, we were able to learn things that are still connected to us even this day. You learn them in books, but look at the way the San people drew them on rocks.
On this particular panel that we have here, this type of painting that we have is red animal tradition, which is naturalistic. Pass through this tunnel. Now there's a deep end there, so people will be required to squat and then you come down. There's another part for the man or for the boys.
Is you do it alone? Yeah, it wasn't exhausting as Kalambo Falls. Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't easy coming out of the holes.
I got my super for home, but then I never really tried out the wild fruits that we had when we were coming back from the caves, when they were giving us wild fruits on the way. It was fun. Okay, tiring but fun. It really tested how far we can go or how we are ready for such things. But then since we never had the gear that we needed, my shoes got really damaged.
Oh, now see something out of the rock. The Bushmen never made it. It's God. So when I first came here, I started seeing things out of the rocks. So when you come here, you're going to come and see it again.
For me it was fun because I was helping out with the sound at times.
Okay.
Yeah, I was one of the people in the crew.
Okay.
Yeah, and then also adventure was part of it. So I love climbing places. Ever since I was young, I've just been climbing places.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watch how you do them. Girl, now you go born and me children. So we are gonna fight and rebook them.
It was fun, but it wasn't easy.
Me children. So we are gonna fight and rebook them. Shoot them. Can't get you, girl, out of my head. 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 In my head. In my head. In my head.
The trip was wrapped up the following morning with a lot of excitement and humor after breakfast.
Yes, I'm trying to go back. Like
You are dying to go back.
very bad. Missing it actually.
You are missing.
Because I didn't want to come back.
You want to-
J'ai commencé ma vie sans toi, j'ai pas terminé sans toi. On se quitte pour se retrouver et ça recommence à chaque fois. Y'a pas de seconde chance avec toi, moi j'ai trop parlé. Des petits caprices tout le temps que j'ai pris sur moi. Elle se rappelle de chaque seconde, des premiers rendez-vous qu'on se faisait en Zoom. Y'a pas de seconde chance avec toi, moi j'ai trop parlé. Des petits caprices tout le temps que j'ai pris sur moi. Elle se rappelle de chaque seconde, des premiers rendez-vous qu'on se faisait en Zoom. Elle dit que je fais l'effet d'une bombe, elle est prête à me suivre même dans ma tombe. Mais parle pas d'amour dans ma vie, j'ai trop donné. J'ai le cœur trop dur pour ça, faut me pardonner. Et dans sa tête c'est cafou, cafou. Va pas plus loin, ton cœur c'est moi et c'est tout, c'est tout. Tes copines me regardent trop chelou, chelou. De haut en bas, comment pas de danse de catou, catou.
On cherche à nous barrer la route. Écouter les gens c'est douloureux. Je veux même pas savoir qui te parle. C'est moi qui te parle. Le couple c'est nous deux. Arrête un peu de vivre pour eux. Trouve un juste milieu. N'écoute pas les gens qui te parlent. Quand c'est moi qui te parle. Le couple c'est nous deux. Ah mon bébé. Ah mon bébé. Ah mon bébé. Ah mon bébé. Ah mon bébé, bébé, bébé. Ah mon bébé. Ah mon bébé, ah mon bébé, ah mon bébé. Ah mon bébé, bébé, bébé. Ah mon bébé. Tout se passe mieux, commence d'abord par grandir. les mêmes questions 100 fois, ça va mal finir. Si t'écoutes tout le monde, nous deux, ça va pas durer. C'est toi qui vas donner la force à nos ennemis. Dans toutes les bouches, c'est d'ajou, d'ajou. Tu n'as pas compris que là-bas, c'est tous des jaloux, jaloux. Les gens qui parlent sont partout, partout. De gauche à droite comme un pas de danse de chabou, chabou.
I'm a baby.